Hi there, Lisa and Dee.
Hello.
I don't know. Today, Dee's going to paint a gnome for you. She's going to show you some of the things that she does. These are the kind of things she does that are adorable. And these are going to be available for you to purchase sometime. But she's just, look at this one. Anyway, she's going to show you how she does this fabulous job and just kind of what you do when you get something from us.
First of all, they come in a very nice packaging. They have a cardboard and then they are sealed so that the pieces stay in there. The first thing I do is I want to see what it's going to look like. So I put it all together just like this. All of these pieces I just stack them like they're going to be there. Then the next thing I do is I take I'm going to use one that I already started. I've got the baby wipes section done, and that's also a video in and of itself. So I take the things that are going to be the same color and put them together. So
what's this you're putting them on?
Oh, this is a tape board, and this is really nice. I've used tape for a long time, but this is a really good idea that came from Chris Howard of
Is it Howard?
Sawdust Maker.
The Sawdust Makery, but I can't. It is Chris. It's from Chris.
It's from Chris. Anyway, she has her boards like this because she mass produces. So she has like all the whites together, all the flesh together, all the reds together. So what I'm doing right now is I would have all of the burnt umber baby wipe stuff together. So that would be like that. And then if you need to go someplace or move it off your table, it's stuck, and so you can just move it off the table and then move it back. You go sit in your recliner if you wanted, or not. So then that's what I do. I just continue to do the colors that I want. And then like these are gonna be yellow or ochre or whoop. Then we have the flesh. There's really no rhyme or reason, just when I get the flesh color out, I paint all the flesh.
You have flesh shoes?
Well, no, flesh legs.
Oh, flesh legs, okay.
Flesh legs. Fresh legs. Mm-hmm. So if I were to be doing like 2 of these or 3 of these at the same time, I would put all the same pieces together. That way when I get out the pen, that color, I don't have to keep switching it around. All right.
And come craft show season, that's what you're going to be doing.
Craft fair season, I don't paint just one at a time for sure. The acrylic paints will come off your hands, but not so much your nails. So I kind of like to wear a glove when I'm doing the acrylic paint.
Yeah, and when I do videos, no gloves. Look at those horrible nails. Mine aren't pretty.
So I'm just going to do this because this is the base, and I didn't do it with the back of these. On the first tape, we said we didn't do the backs and the fronts. First of all, they look better when they're finished, and also it helps with keeping them from warping. And
yeah, we'll get it. Just paint. You can color.
All right.
We just did a whole video on baby wet method, so.
Yeah. This green goes up here. And like Lisa said in the baby wipe section, you just want to make sure that you hang on to your baby wipe because you'll want to use it when you're shading. And like this hat, I'm making this color, but I don't want it to be as dark as some of the others. So I just do it really light.
Speaking of baby wipes, they're not all the same.
No, they aren't.
I buy cases at Costco. Aldi is good.
Thanks.
Not Walmart, not Target, not Dollar General. They leave lint and they're a mess.
And sometimes these even leave some lint, but not like the others. Just put a little dab on there. Spread it out. Okay. So just set that one aside because you're done with that one now. So now the next thing I do is I usually do whatever's going to be white.
And let's talk about those markers.
These are the really cool markers. To me, these were a game changer. I always used brushes, but this made my life so much easier to use these acrylic paint pens. I like this brand because it lasts a long time and the tips last pretty good compared to all the other ones that I've used.
They're Posca markers.
Posca
and we sell them
markers.
in the store, and we'll have them in the group for you to buy.
Yes. So then I just take this and then I do the up here. Now I'm going to be putting another hat on top of this and a nose so you don't have to stay in line, but sometimes I do anyway. And when I'm doing a beard, most of the time I kind of go with the shape of the beard. Now you can also shade it with gray or brown or black and make that like even more dimensional, or you can just use this and it's just mostly white, but then you can take it and you just kind of keep getting every coat, you just get a little bit further away.
Perfect. We're going to move
I
your
didn't
board
see.
up a teeny bit. There you go.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, so that's how it would look if you just wanted to do it white.
You have a light gray?
I don't have light gray. I don't know.
Alright.
It's right there.
Light gray. You want a big one?
Yeah, that's
A little
fine.
one.
That's fine. So then to do, okay, so this is a chisel marker. This one was the bullet point. I kind of like the bullet point for a lot of this stuff because you can, it's not as big, but also the chisel marker you can do close up too. So then you take this and you just put some, following the shape of the beard like that. And then you take your white and you come back with it and you go over the gray just like you were doing the white. And it just blends it in.
And if you absolutely hate it,
You just
cover it all with white.
up.
Or gray or black or brown.
And
or
then the
whatever.
other thing you always want to do is you always want to clean your tip off. Because you don't want to pick up your white and have gray on it the
And
next
that
time.
happens, yep.
And it does happen. And it's not a big deal if you do, because all you have to do is just color over it again. Then I usually do my peach, flesh, skin.
Which that color is light orange, just so you know. That's the color we paint noses and skin with. It's not really orange, it's a pretty peach color.
Right. And it's the best color that for the skin that Posca has.
And if you didn't want to make that skin, you could put socks on him.
Right.
You could color it, make socks.
I just always make mine
Yep.
skin. And then I take the yellow. This is ochre. It's like a really dark, orangey, golden yellow.
I use that a lot.
I like it for fall things and corn and shading lemons. And then you come back on the straw hair, same.
Make sure we're recording that. That's a fear, you know, go through it all and then. Good.
Okay. Do we have
Okay.
no, sandpaper?
Sandpaper, sure. Here's 220. You need something stronger?
Yes. I'm not gonna do the denim look, but I am going to distress this, and I like to use the sandpaper. And it also helps kind of mute it down a little bit. Then I like to use this beige beige is kind of a wood look color. And like when I do it on the letters, like the scarecrow sign, it makes the letters pop. And as you can see, I'm just taking a stroke. I'm not like coloring it. I'm just doing a stroke, one good stroke.
And that'd be hard to do with a paintbrush.
Yeah. So you can see it stays out of the letters, and it gives it like a distressed look. The one thing about using tape too is you don't actually have to hold it with your other finger like I'm doing, because it's stuck on the tape. It's just a habit. See, now I won't hold it with my finger. Now I stained this one while I was staining. I stained this too because I wanted my post to be the brown color. So see, it's coming together now. Then you can take this piece I'm just going to take this
Or I
gray.
need to move it up.
Oh.
There you go.
Is that good? Dude, I don't want to get my hands green. He's not a leprechaun. So you just take this green marker now and just go with the stalks. Go ahead, you can get it on this guy's body because it's layered anyway. When I did it earlier today, I didn't realize that this was part of the stalk. And so here it was out hanging out all brown. I was like, oh, that's not good.
It's a dead stalk.
Yeah. And like I said, you don't have to be really careful right now because it all is going to get covered up if you don't stay exactly on it. You just kind of want to have a light touch. Also, you want to have a light touch on the scarecrow on duty as well. You don't want to like really hard.
What was that?
You want to have a light, yeah.
Ooh.
Just a light touch. So it's kind of being messy, but you just want to make sure you have all the stalks. All right, then I take a lighter green and I come back up here, just kind of haphazardly, just
And you can always take it off the tape now if you want to. It's up
Right.
to you. And that's where we use our fingers.
right. This is really good for like highlighting things, but the secret is you want it to stay wet. So that's why I'm just doing a little bit at a time and coming back and hitting it with my finger. This is just giving it a little bit of dimension, a little bit of, so it's not real flat. You don't have to do it. I just think it makes it look a little nicer, a little more 3D. And you can take as much of or as late, light as, this is kind of just
Play till you like it.
yeah. And if you don't like it at all, you want to take it back to the green, you just take that dark green and go right back over it.
And then will you throw some darker green in there or some brown or?
I can, maybe.
not. Okay. Like,
Yeah.
wait, where's that one? This one's kind of cool too. Either one of those.
I want this one.
Ah.
Then you got to figure out where your light's coming through. So my light's coming from this way, so I want to make this side a little bit darker. And you don't have to do every little single bit of it. And usually when I'm doing the shading, I do a lot less than the highlights. I don't know if that's right or wrong, just the way I do it.
Why don't you move him off of the board and put him on the white? I think he would show up better. And we'll just move this out of the way with your pieces on it. There you go.
See, also, now my pieces didn't fall off.
Yeah, that way you can move it up a little bit more in the screen.
So then I usually take a little bit of white or beige or something. Sometimes I just use a lighter green. And then I just kind of hit.
And what are you doing when those markers get kind of dry, like that white one looks like?
You shake it, and then
Okay.
you prime it.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're ready to go again.
But sometimes when I'm doing this, I kind of like it.
Yeah. A little draggy.
Edgy, yeah,
Yeah.
draggy.
And don't feel like you need to do all this stuff that Dee does. I do a lot of this too, but that's just because that's what we do. But they're just as pretty without all the details. Don't feel like you have to.
When I first started, I didn't do all this stuff.
You didn't.
No, I didn't. Okay. And then I like to take these little shoes, and I like to take and just outline them with a thin marker. Again, you don't have to do this. I just like to do it. Am I in frame?
No, you're fine. I want to make sure the phone didn't. I don't know how much battery there is, but we'll be good. I'm gonna go get my water, be right back.
This is just, I'm just making this plaid now. I did one earlier today and I sanded it, and then I did a second one, and the sandpaper knocked the some of the little wood cuttings out of whack. So I decided not to do that again. Also, when you're sanding, you want to use a light touch. I'm doing this denim, so you just go all the way across. But you have to have a light touch because you don't want to break it. The tape kind of helps hold it too, so that's all right. So see, I'm going just straight across these right now. Then you take your sandpaper and go down. So it gives it kind of a look of denim. You can also do this with a marker, a white marker. I've done that before, but this looks pretty cool this way. Also, you can knock the edges off of things so that they're more three-dimensional. So see, my light would be coming in from this way, so I want to leave this one darker. This would be lighter here. Then you can take the baby wipe, and then you just very lightly hit the edge of the bottom of the nose,
You're good.
and then the hand.
Except you're over here, go that way some more. There you go.
Do the hand, the bottom of the hand. And many times when I'm doing this, I have to get the peach out again, the light orange out again, because I get too heavy with it. Again, just kind of on the edge of it. right, now I'm gonna do my little pumpkin. Now this has a lot more ombre action to it, if that's a word. Oh, I'll go ahead and finish this. I need the red, that really little red and that little navy.
Red,
Thank you,
navy.
thank you.
Yep.
So you take this. Am I in frame?
You're in frame.
So I did my white first. So the red's gonna go over the white. On the plaid. Then I'm gonna take the navy, and this will go over the red. So see, I've got the red over the white and the white and the blue over the red. I'll get it out here in a minute.
Or you could make it all one color and put polka dots if
That's
you don't
right.
want to make plaid.
Or you could just
Do all one
you could
color.
just one color it too, if they're like that as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how to do the pumpkin, and the pumpkin is I'm gonna do that like an ombre effect. So, oh, I just broke that.
That is one problem with the tape. I don't always use the tape all the time.
Well, and I weakened it, I think, probably when I was sanding it.
Yeah. Way to go, Dee.
Way to go.
You're good.
Okay, so you like to get a juicy one for your first color. And I'll tell you why, because when you, and I do over the stem and everything because it's gonna be a darker color. Kind of follow the etching, scoring, whatever this is. And then I take the darker orange and I go up or down. And then take your finger and just kind of, oh. I had green on it.
Do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you change fingers.
Mm-hmm. And the finger that's really good is your ring finger because it's like, it's
It's your
weakest finger, so you don't have a heavy touch to it. So I need some more of this lighter color because I need a lot more lighter color. A little more darker. I need to try to get rid of the green. And then a little bit of red. And I do mean a little bit. Because you can always go back and add more. And you can always take away by just using the first color. The other thing about these markers is they dry fast as well. And now I'll do a little bit of shading to that too. And sometimes you run out of fingers to blend. It's like I'm blending now with the orange finger, but that's okay.
Okay.
Sometimes it gets real festive. All right. Okay, now I'm going to take the small white. Thank you. And I'm going to do some more highlighting.
And you can always do some more of that after you have it all glued together, right?
Yep. sometimes I do that too. Just kind of depends. Like if a piece is going to be kind of close,
Yeah.
I usually go ahead and do it before I stick it together.
You need glue? You gonna glue it?
I can. Then the little 3 dots are always cute. Just gives it some, I don't know, toll painting look. Holding it is a habit. As you can see, I don't need to do that, but I still do. On the bigger gnomes, I add a coral pinkish color to the top of the nose, but I'm out of fingers, so to blend it. So we'll just not do
You
that
wanna
one
glue on the
today.
board, onto here?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna grab some glue. We'll get a new one.
Most of the time when I'm gluing something, I like to glue when I'm fresh because sometimes I'm kind of glued impaired. And I put the nose on before the mustache and yeah, all kinds of stuff.
We all do it.
Sometimes I make, instead of it saying pumpkin patch, I make it say patch pumpkin.
Only when you're drinking?
But not enough.
Not really, but.
But not enough. See, just, I mean, you don't have to be perfect. You can do it. There's no really rhyme or reason to this kind of stuff. It just makes it look cooler. Okay. All right, so now I will show you how to glue.
You wanna do it off the board and do it on the table?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move that.
So on this one, it's easier if you stand up. I'm standing up. You don't know that, but I am standing up. And the first thing I'm going to do, oh wait, I got to show you something. So so I don't put the nose on before I put the mustache on. Now I stick them like this. So this is the material on the
Why don't
hat.
you just go ahead and put everything on there, and then you can take it off, the pieces off and glue, like we teach them in class.
Well, I was going to show you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then see the, okay.
Just set it on there, is what I'm saying, like we do in class.
We
So
make
can
sure,
go-
you want to make
Yeah.
sure that your pieces are going to be going in the right order. And then when I take this off, I'll show you what I was going to mean. Because see, look, I already did it wrong. Look,
Yep,
so see, I needed to do like this, and then like this.
and you know what? We've done hundreds and hundreds of pieces, and we still do it. Glue the nose, and the mustache needed to be on first, or the hat needed to be on first, so.
Or the underneath hat.
Right, so we always make sure all the pieces are right and the way they need to be before we glue, which is what she's doing now.
And sometimes you just got to make it look different than all the rest of them. Because, well, whoops, it happens. But this trick that I learned, or that I did yesterday, made me feel like I will do less of that in the future.
Think of those mustaches. Those mustaches get you.
Yeah. You can see I'm not like putting them on perfect. I'm just placing them so I know that I have the pieces that I need near the places where I want them. Okay,
There you go.
so there we go with that. Oh, forgot this guy. So you can see, okay, so now I know that it's going on right. So this goes on last, this goes on second last, and this goes on this. Then these go here, and then this goes here. And then these go and then this goes before these go. Okay? So then you take, oops. So you got them like that. So then you take this and you put a little bit on that. I like to put a little bit like that so it's still like wet, and it does give me a little wiggle room, because the good thing about super glue is it dries fast. The bad thing about super glue is it dries fast. So then you line it up, and before you push down, I always take my fingers and I feel around the edge to make sure I feel like I'm matching them. And then you,
I'm gonna say we always stand up too, because sitting down you can't always see this here.
right, I mean, you can feel it, but
Yeah.
it's better if you can see it. And then I'm just holding this down for a minute. Sometimes if I get in too big of a hurry, it'll slide. So I try to hold it until maybe I count to 10 or 15 or something, or maybe I'm just talking and just making sure I'm holding it for a little bit. And then I take this piece. Again, you can see I'm putting a pretty good amount on. And I tend to keep mine in the center, because when I set it down, then it spreads to the edge. If you put it around the edge, you're going to get it all over your fingers. Again, I got above it, made sure, then I felt it with my fingers, and now I'm just holding it tight. Okay, then you can take the hat brim piece, or whatever this thing is called. Again, I don't try to put it all the way to the edge.
It's a cat band.
Cat band, hat band, hat band,
Hat band.
headband, cat band. Now see, I missed that one a little bit.
It's okay, we can show them what we do when we miss it.
Yep.
And then I have the paper here if you need to show them how to
No, off.
tap it off it.
A lot of times, if I know exactly where that's going to go, I just put a little dot of glue on this. But let's say you were going to put it on this piece, which normally you want to put it on your smallest piece. So you make sure that you're getting it in the right spot. So then you've got glue on there, and you just take a piece of paper and then just tap it, and then it spreads out. So you don't have anything squeezing out of it. Well, at least it didn't break all the way apart, but it's
Doesn't
certainly
matter, because you're gonna go, spit and glue it down anyway.
it's certainly weak there. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
And like I said, you didn't have to really be too careful when you were coloring the stalks because it's all getting covered up anyway. And you want to make sure when you're gluing this part down here, this pumpkin part, that you're not gluing it underneath because this has to go into the slot on the base. Whenever I'm putting one of these little gnome guys together, I always start with the hat. Because if you get the hat right, pretty much everything else falls into place. Sometimes not so much, but most of the time.
Now, as an option, some of the things we're gonna have are gonna have, it's called 3M. It's a sticky, think of like a double-sided tape on the back. And you just peel the paper off and you'll be able to stick it so you won't
Right.
have to use glue.
Right. And that's really nice because you can lift it up before you really stab it down
Yeah, a
really
little more
hard.
time.
Yeah.
But then there's some things I like to glue too. I think that tape gets in the way. So we'll probably have it an option to where if you're used to gluing, you can use glue, or if you want to use, if you want it, the tape on the back, you can have that too. So
Now another thing is a lot of times I use tweezers for these little pieces, but that's just because I got big fingers. But I'm being very brave right now.
you're almost done.
That's right. And there you have it. Okay, so where I missed here, right
Yep.
there.
Let's see, you need this one.
Yes, this one is like, this we wish came in a bigger size because this is the brown that we like, because the other brown is like a real reddy brown, but that's okay, you use that too. But anyway, so this is a dark one, so you just take your marker and just go like this, and then you can't see
Nobody knows you
the
missed
miss.
but you.
That's right, unless you like pick it
No.
up and show everybody, but and then I usually, if I've missed on the front, I've missed on the back too, so. But not bad. Look, I got almost everything where it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Write this date down in history. All right, and
Put
the
it in its
next thing you need to
stand.
do is you just need to spray it. We use
Yeah, we'll show you. I don't have it.
in another video we'll show
Another
you.
video.
So here's the
Look
stand.
how adorable. And there he is.
There he is. He's the 5th one in a set of 5.
Cute, cute, cute. All right.
Thanks.